What is oligopoly? A perfect example of one of the most important and pervasive market structures is right in front of you. This video is streaming from the internet, while your computer, tablet, or cell phone's operating system is running millions of calculations a second to keep everything in check. Odds are, your device is based on a Microsoft Windows, Apple OS X, or Apple iOS operating system. According to data from a 2011 Wikimedia Traffic Analysis report, about 73% of computer devices function on Windows, 8% on Apple OS X, and 7% on Apple iOS. Combined, these three systems total an 88% market share and demonstrate oligopoly, an industry in which a few major producers supply most of the demand for a product. Suppose the small town of La Paz, Indiana, only has two gas stations, Gas City and Gas World. Because people keep an eye on the pump, if Gas City lowers the price of fuel by even a few cents, Gas World doesn't want to lose consumers and will follow suit. To customers, gasoline is an undifferentiated product in which one brand can easily substitute for another. Gas City has no incentive to raise the price of unleaded, because doing so would inevitably mean a loss of market share to Gas World, if factors such as location, access, and other services were equal. However, Gas City would rather not lower prices either, because Gas World would follow suit, causing both customers to bring in less revenue. But the owner of Gas City has a bright idea. He strolls across the street and explains to the owner of Gas World that if they agree to raise prices simultaneously, consumers will have no choice but to fork over the extra cash. This cooperation to raise joint profits is called collusion and is totally illegal in the United States. Regardless, let's say the owners decide to collude. If the Federal Trade Commission finds out and throws the owners in jail, suppose both are given the chance to confess it was the other guy's idea, thus shortening their own time in prison. In this example, if one confesses and the other doesn't, the first will receive only a 3-year sentence, while the second gets 15. If they both confess, each is squared away for 7 years. If neither confesses, each receives a 5-year sentence. With no way to communicate between cells, the felons are in the classic prisoner's dilemma. Although it is in the best interest of the group not to confess, since 10 years total is less than 18 or 14, each individual has an incentive to confess and possibly shorten their own sentence. Each person's interdependence on one another illustrates a perfect example of game theory, the field of study employed to understand behavior in situations of interdependence. The choice of Gas City to raise or lower prices affects Gas World's decision to follow suit or else risk lower revenue. Because of the firm's interdependence, economists simplify the possible outcomes of each decision using game theory to make more complex processes more comprehensible. As the gas station example demonstrates, owners tend to keep prices close to one another and thus often compete by offering differentiated experiences and perceptions of their products. If Gas City and Gas World offer the exact same price, the companies must stand out by adding value through clean restrooms, friendly staff, or advertising that convinces consumers of their own higher quality gasoline. The process of persuading consumers of the superiority of their product is called product differentiation, and oligopolistic companies often use it to gain control of the market. Chemical engineers or advertising executives may tell you otherwise, but for most customers, gas is gas with negligible differences. Thus, by convincing consumers that a company's product is unique from others within an oligopoly, firms are able to focus on the portion of the market where they have a competitive advantage. These discussions of product differentiation still don't explain the question of who sets prices within an oligopoly. Generally, the industry's leading firm sets a price and other companies match it in a practice known as price leadership. Aware that lowering prices within an interdependent oligopoly incentivizes other firms to follow suit, corporations generally tacitly agree to resist competing on price, and instead engage in non-price competition. Non-price competition results from many oligopolistic factors, including limited suppliers, interdependence, collusion, game theory, and product differentiation, with these parts working in tandem to form a market structure typical of many of the economy's most important companies. From industrial goods to consumer products, oligopoly surrounds us, and understanding its principal traits allows for a better understanding of how these abstract forces shape our world.